All right, everybody. Think I'm going live. Think it's doing its thing. Let me edit real quick. Or not. I get to cat just decided to cry. Not sure why. I gotta tell it this is not made for kids and we are good to go. Although kids could watch it, it's just not made for kids. All right, everybody, thank you for joining me tonight. I'm Jill Blanchette with Green Thumb Stampers here in beautiful Vicksburg, Michigan. It was a gorgeous day today. I think my husband said when we went to the store, it was almost 50 degrees. Sun was out. It was so nice. So let's go. I'm thinking there we go. I'm back. Enter your comments in the chat over on the side. I did find out you have to be logged on to your YouTube account to be able to partake in the chat on the live chat that goes on the right hand side of your screen. Hi, Kathy. So I'm going to just tell you that if you're having trouble commenting, that could be why. Let me pull back over to you see me, so we're good. So tonight, you guys, I'm going to kind of get right to it because I've got 3 cards to show you. I'm going to step it up from, I haven't done it in a while. We're going to do a beginner, middle crafter, avid crafter kind of card. And so I'm going to get right to that. As you all know by now, the celebration's in full swing. $50 purchase of products get you a freebie. And that's about all I'm going to say there. Oh, in the join promotion, you guys know I'm urging you all to join. You don't have to join my team, join anybody's team, but I'd love it if you join my team and just had some fun with us. We're not serious stampers, so that might dissuade you if you really want to run this for business. If you just want to have a good time, we're your team. But the join special is awesome. $175 worth of products for the $99. If you want to add on the little tiny boho blue Stampin Cut Emboss machine, it's an extra $30 for your kit, which is 50% off from that little machine from the catalog. So, you know, it's a good incentive there, good price. And I just cannot tell you enough about you need to get your $175 worth of supplies. I don't even know if they've ever done one that large before. But anyway, I'm rambling. I'm talking fast because I want to get to it. So let me turn my stuff all down to my desktop. Let's go over here. We got a big shadow on our hostess code. If you do order from me during celebration, or I should say during January, this is my hostess code for the month. If your orders are under $150, I would appreciate it if you would use that code. Let's see, I'm on my Mac, you guys, so I'm not exactly sure what all I'm going to see. I want to be able to see both, but I can see the comments. Hey, Dawn. Dawn is on. So we are over here now. I'm going to, oh, good. Yes, I got it set up exactly how I want it. So we're going to start with this card, guys. I'm going to call this your beginner kind of card. Let's get it in. I've got the camera zoomed in a little bit, so you can see more of what I'm working on, but this is going to be our beginner card. So we'll go over this one quite fast because, you know, we love our beginner stampers just as much We can't leave them out. We've got a half sheet of paper, 8.5 by 5.5. And I've got a basic white paper that is 5.25 by 4 that will go on the top. And I've got a second one that will go inside. And for this card, we are doing my foamy thing over. We're just going to stamp. That's all we're going to do is just stamp. Because remember, our beginner stampers might not have a lot of supplies yet. Still getting their feet wet, still deciding if they want to stamp. Do they like it? Do they not? How could they not? Do they want to be a part of this craziness? And it looks like I left my stamp on my desk. Hang on. Lord only knows what else I might have left over there. So maybe running back and forth. I tried to, I had a lot of time. I'm late, as you guys know. I had a lot of time. I had a good 20 minutes and then I decided to start setting up. So I ran out of time. So here's the stamp that we're going to use. It's called Framed Florets. It comes in a bundle. It's on page, and look at what my cat did tonight, you guys. The little stinker decided she was going to chew on my catalog. Ugh. So it's on page 65 of the mini catalog. So I got the whole bundle. If you were to buy the bundle, you would get yourself a celebration item, one $50 level celebration item. So I'm using the Frame Florets bundle. And as you could imagine, you could do all kinds of different things with this card, but I'm going to stick to all my cards using this flower grouping down here. You know, you can always add extra foliage and things like that, extra flowers. I'm just keeping it kind of simple, yet stepping it up. So I've got my Frame Florets stamps, and then as I step it up, we will branch into the dies and use those on some of our upcoming cards, and I will let you know when I use those. So I'm gonna, oh, I got so many blocks out now because I brought the blocks with me. So I got my basic black with that spray of flowers, and I'm gonna take a step back now that I had to break my train of thought. I had to go get that, and now I know I want to start with the wishes for a beautiful birthday. Start with this stamp set, or this stamp from the set, and I'm going to stamp that just right in the middle. And like I said, I'm using black because it's a basic color. Most everybody's going to have a lot of the basics in their stash or when they start out. Black is a good color to add to your, oh, there's Mom. So, all right, I had to fix my screen so that I could see. So I'm just going to take this double spray of flowers here, and I'm going to put it up in the corner, and then I'm going to stamp it again down in the lower corner. And just fill up the front of the card the best that I can like that. And then I have in my stash of goodies, I have some of Stampin' Up's watercolor pencils. If you have these, you will know that they you can add your water painter, you can add a blending tool, anything will make these. As I color on my paper, it will turn obviously watercolory if you add some sort of a medium to it for water. I'm not going to do that. You could also use just a colored pencil because most people will have a colored pencil set, gel pens, that kind of thing. And if you're just starting out, there's no sense in buying every single thing under the sun. especially if you got kids. You got all kinds of, heck, you could even use crayons if you got kids, but there's just all types of different mediums that you can use, that you don't have to get all of the goodies, all the Stampin' Blends and all that stuff until you're sure that you want to invest. Some people don't want to spend too much money. It's just starting out on a hobby. That's where our kits come in handy. The kits collection, you get every single thing in those kits that you need. So it's a lot in the kit. I mean, the kits collection, you actually even get a block every single kit. Whereas with the Paper Pumpkin monthly subscription, you get a block in your first kit, and then you don't get another one. And everything that they send us will just always fit on those block, or on that D block that you get. Whereas the kits collection, you get different, you get a block in every kit and every single thing that you need to create the cards. So that's always an option too, especially if you're just starting out or you know somebody that's kind of crafty and could use a little something to fill their time. Those kits collections are great for that. And I have been collecting them. I'm going to have a kit day. Maybe hopefully get some new interest, some new wannabe stampers come and check it out. So I'll be I've got some old Paper Pumpkin kits that I had. I got all kinds of kits, and I'm gonna do a day for that. I just don't know if I'm gonna do it at my house. Again, I've said before, I think people are shy away from coming to my house. I don't know if it's the fact that they're new, that it's kind of creepy to go to somebody's house that you don't know. So I might try and find a local place that will let me come for a few hours, and you guys can just come and make kits and check it out. And so now I got the Flirty Flamingo paper, pencil here. And I'm just coloring in my flowers, and I'm trying to go fast so that I don't take up too much time with the, and I should have brought over a little blending pen to show you how that works. If you decided you wanted to add some water to this and blend all that down. Plus I'm coloring on my foam. And so I'm struggling I'm pushing super hard to get this color to come off, and I can see my camera jiggling too, so I apologize if you guys are getting sick, but I'm almost done. Oh, hurry. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Dawn, did you go out for your walk today? I didn't see any pictures posted. I haven't really been online much today, but oh, you could be getting pampered still. Lucky girl. I need a sister like yours. And I did just hear the weather guy, I forgot who was on tonight, if it was Keith Thompson or Will Haney, but they did say the 7 to 10 day forecast was no snow. So that's good. I got some traveling coming up, and that will be great for that. I don't have to worry about traveling in the cruddy weather. All right, so there, I've used Flirty Flamingo, Daffodil Delight, and Granny Apple Green in my colored pencils. And then I'm just going to glue that onto the front. Of my card. Right here. And then I just have a piece for the inside, and I did grab this other leaf and just use black just to give it a little different look for the inside. I put that down there. And I did color that in with my Granny Apple Green. Just to give the leaves a little bit of color. Carry that through to the inside. I don't think I put any words. Oh, I did put words on the inside too for a special person on their special day. So we can finish that off. This one stamp set is going to complete the whole. It's got sayings for the outside and the inside. It's got like a complete phrase, I guess. And then I'm going to put that on the inside. And this is going to round out our basic crafter kind of card. Limited supplies, maybe I'll call it that instead of a beginner crafter, because there's a lot of days we just need a wham bam thank you ma'am kind of card. And it's not necessarily because we're a beginner. Maybe we're in a hurry. Maybe we just want a simple card. But there's our first card. All right, so I'm going to set that aside, and don't forget to put your name on the back. You've got to get your name on the back so you get credit for that. And then I'm going to step it up now to, let's get my second card out. Here's our second card. I'm getting an awful shadow from somewhere. I apologize. This card will be for our crafter that, you know, has quite a bit of things, but not everything, and has a little bit of knowledge, I guess, too, on what they're doing. That one, I'm using all of the same goodies. That one uses a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of paper. Then I have the 5 1/4 by 4 inch layer of basic white that I have put through my die cut machine using one of the retired folders called Country Floral. It's a 3D, really super thick folder. And it's a Sizzix folder. So when you run it through the current machine, you only need to put your base plate and then plate number, what number? The number 3. Base plate and then a number 3. So I'm going to glue this down. And so each card, I didn't do all the steps on these other cards. I kind of did some ahead of time for you, so you didn't have to sit through it all. Alaska has, oh, you guys, Patty, are you still wanting snow? I don't see on there. Yeah, Dawn, let's send her up to Alaska. We'll send her up there. She would be fit right in up there and all that snow. Okay, then I've got a balmy blue layer and a basic white layer for my sentiment, just to change it up a little bit. And this is 2 3/4 by 2. And then this is 1 3/4 by, or 2.5 by 1 3/4. You see how I wrote my dimensions on the back so that I didn't forget and have to measure ahead of time. So we're going to put a thank you with all my heart on this one. And I brought that one over already on a block from my desk. Again, I'm just going to use the black. Could use any color you wanted if you wanted to shake that up. And I'm going to adhere that onto the pool party. If I didn't tell you guys, I might have called it Balmy Blue, but it's not. It's pool party. And I apologize, Kathy, if I did call that Balmy Blue. You're probably sitting there at home going, that's not Balmy Blue, Jill. Nobody needs to get their eyes checked. It was just me saying the wrong color. Now, if you use the green glue or double-sided tape, this could be a good place to use it because we are trying to stick the flat piece onto the emboss. Do you see how detailed that's a way sticky up the embossing folder? So you may want to put your nice glue on there, the wet glue that will help stick that down better. Then I'm going to get I got a piece for the inside, and I got an extra white piece that must be for me to stamp the flowers on again. I don't think it is. I think I'm going to end up running out of paper. I'm thinking this is for something else. So we need 2 of these. And I'm just going to make one because I've already done the other 2 and cut them out. I was just going to show you guys the fact that on this one, I'm using my Stampin Blends. Some people, you know, at this level, we're getting a little bit into wanting more goodies. So we're branching into some new coloring pieces or material, mediums. So I've got Granny Apple Green Blend. And since my leaves are kind of small, I'm not going to try and use the 2 tones. They do come in 2, a dark and a light. And I'm just going to use, I think I got the light one here. Yeah, I got the light one here. And it's looking kind of dark, and then I've got the light daffodil. And I'm going to color in my center of my flower, just like I did with the pencil. And then I have my light flirty flamingo. And I'm going to go ahead and color in my flower petals with the light. And some people use light first, some people use the dark first. I don't really have any rhyme or reason to how I do it. I'm trying to get better, so I watched a tutorial the other day for Copic markers, and the girl did use the light first, came back with the dark, and then went back with the light to blend in any dark lines that she wanted to get rid of. So that's kind of where my brain is at. And then I got the dark one that I'm just going to come through, and I think I used this end. I'm going to come through with the dark and just kind of put a few lines across the accent lines to where they've already got darkness. The shading lines that they use typically are there to show you what would be light and what would be dark. And then you can see, I'll show you right here. If I go back to my light, this might be the wrong end because one of my markers was really alcohol-y. Yeah, that's not it. And it was smearing instead of like coloring. So then you can come back in with your, like the light tip, and try and drag out where your lines were with the dark and blend them into the rest of the petal. And then from that point, you can try and do some light and dark and give your little color shading. So I'm going to stop right there. I used the die to cut that out, and I got this, two of those, and then I'm going to take them and put them on my card. I'm going to pop them up in the corners with some dimensionals. I'm going to use big ones. I was talking to my mom, one lady that I've watched a couple of her videos. She will tell you that you can go to her little store for the non-Stampin' Up! Items that she shows. She must have a store of, I don't know if they're affiliate, and I probably couldn't be affiliates if you're Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, but anyway, I was telling Mom that I need to have a link to the store for my big dimensionals from the Dollar Tree, because that's where I get those babies at. They're actually by the command strips. They're in the by the command strip adhesives in that section, not by their craft supplies. So then I put some of these gold adhesive backed swirls on there. They are a little like not heavy, but they are a little thicker, and I don't know that they're going to add a lot of weight to the card, but they will be, they're thicker. They're not a soft, like a glittery pearl or a glittery adhesive gem kind of thing. So you might not like those on there, but I added those on because who doesn't have some sort of bling in their craft room? And then we're going to put the white on the inside. And I just stamped that flower again down on the right-hand corner. All right, you can color this in if you want. I did not color it. I just give it a stamp in the lower corner. And then I did not put any words on the inside of this one because I'm thinking somebody might just want to write a little something something to them to thank them for whatever it was they did or gave you. And so there's card number 2, like so. And then I've got card number 3. How am I doing on time, guys? Oh, plenty of time. Try not to talk too fast. So here's card number 3 for our way stepped up. Who wants to be fussy kind of person card? All right. And I will give you full disclosure. This is my practice card. So you'll see that I embossed this whole piece. This blue is embossed too, because I was practicing with the circle. So if you see that, I'm not going to do that now because I don't want it like that. But in order to not start over again with my card, I just used it and ran it through the embossing machine again. Because you know what? For those that do not know, I got some goober on. I got my goober remover here. Best tool in your craft room right here. I want to let you know because I cut my hole and then I had to cut my hole again after I'd already glued this on, and I couldn't get it to come back off. That's why I ran the whole thing, because when I cut my hole, it flattened my embossing. So if you're gonna cut and emboss, always cut first, because when you run the embossing folder through first and then you cut something, the rollers will flatten out your design. So I had to line my folder back up and run it through, and that's why you see the embossing on the blue. But if you like the embossing on the blue, hey, I meant to do that, and you should do that too. So now I'm going to set that over there. And same thing, we've got a 8.5 by 5.5 piece of paper. Now here's where we're going to get involved. All right, I've got my same borders here, my same 5 1/4 by 4 for the outside and the inside. Excuse me. But what you're going to do is I'm just going to tack this just a smidge in the middle and put it down. Now I tried this with positioning tape, and that was the first card that I had to throw away and start over, because my positioning tape, when I ran it through my machine, it stuck to the paper and ripped it, and then stuck to this and ripped that. So I just had to throw it all away. So I'm going to stick this down. I'm going to get my machine in here, a big one, because it's too wide to go through my little one. I'm going to pull in an oval die that I have from an ovals collection. Let's see, it goes 3 7/8 from just over 3 3/4. So I think it's the biggest one. And I'm going to put that in the middle. Oops, I got to put all my plates on before I get everything too lined up and then have to redo it. My plates on. I'm going to put my card in here. Now here you can use your positioning tape, but I like to live on the edge, and I just eyeball it, and I don't normally glue my dies down if I can help it. So that looks pretty good to me. I'm going to put my top plate on, and so now I'm going to run this through to cut through the white and the pool party. And it should cut through both. I'm trying to go slow so that I don't jiggle the camera too much. So we cut out our piece through from the middle. And then now we have our white piece and our pool party. Now I'm going to take my white piece. I'm going to remove these plates because this old folder just requires one plate. I'm going to put my sheet of white in. I want the Sizzix. Oh, you can't see, sorry. You want the Sizzix and the Stampin' Up on the top, so that that's telling me it's gonna like push up from the back, and my embossing will be on the top. So I'm gonna put that back in my machine with plate number 3, and I took away that shim plate. I took this piece off. Number 2, I took that off, and we're just gonna run this through on the base plate and number 3. Now we are done with this. I'm going to move it out of the way. And we have our embossed piece now. And that will fit right over our hole. I'm going to glue this down. I'm going to use some liquid glue again because I didn't use it yet. I've been using it all day is why I said again, but I'm going to use it to glue this down. We want to make sure that all those ridges have some good glue on them, but also the around the hole. You want to make sure that it's glued down around your hole so that it doesn't peel up. And did I just put it on upside down? I think I did. I'm going to line up the hole. And that'll take a second to dry on there. Then I have taken the frame, this frame from the die set, and I ran it through on a piece of Pool Party Blue. And I tried to get all the little flinklets out. I did not manage to do that. And now my hands are sticky from the glue. It'll probably all be stuck to me, all the little flinklets. And I'm going to use the green glue on this as well. And I'm just going to go around some of this detail. This would be a good use of your adhesive sheets if you have them. I hoard mine. I'm afraid to use them all the time because it's such a waste, because you'd put the adhesive sheet down and it would cut this big hole out of the middle with the adhesive sheet and you'd waste all that. But for the ease of using it, I should really use it because it is wonderful. Those sheets are wonderful. And then I'm just going to set this down best I can, kind of look at it. It's gonna not, oh, whoops, I just knocked it off. It's not really gonna match up 100% with that die that I used, but it doesn't come off too bad. You can fiddle with it and move it up a little bit if you want. Shimmy it around. And there you go. So now we've got the front of our card all done with our cutting and embossing. Isn't that neat? This is definitely not for the, you know, I don't want to say the faint of heart, I guess. You got to know you're going to be putzing with this version. So now I've got another piece of my 5 1/4 by 4 inch white. I'm going to just glue that on. Yeah, Dawn, that's the same here. Like I said, I hoard them, but then the adhesive sheets, but when I think about them, it's always like now, it's like, oh man, I should have used that adhesive sheet. Would have helped so much. Oh, Patty's on. She couldn't comment to tell us about all the snow she hopes she's going to get. Nope, no snow for another week at least. Darn, darn, darn. Like I say, I'm going to be going away for a few days and I need to make sure that it's nice. Okay, so now I've got this hole here and I'm going to use that wishes for your birthday wishes one again, wishes for a beautiful birthday stamp again. And no rocket science on this. Just going to ink it up with the black and plop it down in the hole. Plop it in the hole. There we go. And then it shows through the hole. And then when you open it, it's inside the card too. And then I have, again, stamped and cut out 2 more of the double flowers. So as I said, you guys can use so many different versions of the stamps to make these frames. You know, this beautiful spray here can go on. You can use, fill in with more greenery. It's really got a lot of different choices in there, and that's really nice. The paper that came with this back in the pre-order days, you can't get, but if you don't mind coloring, you've got a whole lot of options here. So instead of cutting more out, I decided I was going to fussy cut. So, you know, anybody that's crafting away and got lots of time on their hands, right, loves to have to do a little extra fussy cutting, and I am not a good fussy cutter. But I'm going to cut these out. And then I'm going to come back and trim this guy up a little bit just to get the jagged edges off. They're really close together. So my idea to trim them down, trim them in half. Like I said, you got to come through and cut them a little bit to take some of the sharpness off. And then this guy, you might want to keep it down from showing over, because if it leaks through, you're going to see it. But to fix that, you could die cut another one, glue it to here, glue it down, and then when you glue it onto the card, it's going to be white and you're not going to see it. So I'm going to just put some adhesive on this, and I'm going to put it over my hole. Probably didn't want it to stick in that far. I'm going to move it down a little bit. And then I've got this little piece that I cut off, and I'm going to pop it up on a little dimensional or two, like so. And then I'm just going to kind of stick it down here. I'm going to try and turn it, because see this little ball, berry, he actually belongs on this. So I'm going to try and turn it so it looks like it's on there, I guess. And that little guy is on the lower part. Then I've got the second one that we're going to stick on the upper part. And this one I'm going to cut from this side. I'm going to cut that. Oops. Cut that off, and I'm going to go up here. Then we'll come in and we'll cut this leaf off. Like this. And then I'll try and cut that little ball off the best that I can. Guess it's not really going to come off, is it? Don't throw those leaves away. We'll use them. So now I'm going to pop this guy up here. Couple little dimensionals on him. And I'm going to stick him up here toward the top. Well, maybe I ought to just kind of set it there till I make sure. Then this guy, I'm going to come down here and have it sort of curve around. But I want to, yeah, I'm going to put the glue on that so it can curve around down here. Then I want this leaf to kind of come up over the push that down. Then I'm going to trim these leaves a little bit closer than what the rest are trimmed, because I ran out of space when I was trimming. So there we go. You could always make another one. And then I'm just going to pop this, put a little bit of glue on the underside. And I'm just going to pop it under there a little bit, but sticking out kind of thing. And you could pop this guy up if you wanted as well. He'd look cute popped up off there. And then I got those same jewels again, gems, faceted. And then I just tried to find a triangular kind of space to put them. This card is a little bit different, so I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to put that third one in there. Maybe I'll put it down here. Could put it inside in there somewhere, but I'm going to leave it right there. And so that's our stepped up, way fussier card than the other two. Let me get the other two back in here. There's our second one. Are they going to show? There's our second one. And there's our first one again. So I used all the same ingredients, basically, except for this one uses pencils, but the same cardstock, everything, and just stepped it up a little bit with each design. Same actual design and everything. So each one just has a few more steps to it to help you get better if you're down here in your level of crafting, or go way up here if you want to. And heck, you could put thread around this and all kinds of good stuff you could do, but you guys know that. So let me go back to, Lord, please tell me. Oh, I got that off the screen. Okay, so now we're coming back to me in all my glory. I appreciate you watching. I hope that you enjoyed these 3 cards, and maybe you even give it a try. This frame florets, that was the first time I'd used these, like the framed part of the dies and stuff, and I really like them. Really like the set, and I don't know. I'm at a loss for words, like because I can see my iPad. Is it just now? Must have just now went back to me, but I could see on my iPad just the cards are staring at me, and I like them. So I'm rambling. So I'm gonna go. I will be back again next week, everybody. I hope you have a great weekend, and that's it. Take care. If you create anything, please continue to post on the Green Thumb Stampers Creativity in Bloom Facebook page and show us all what you're working on. Take care, everybody.